Good afternoon. Today we will see the analysis of bars of composite section. So composite bars is nothing but made up of bars of different materials, and the composite bar behaves like a single unit when it is subjected to tensile or compressive load. Now let us take two bars. Now bar 1 some material, let it be some material, and bar 2 some other material. Both these bars are connected by means of a thin plate and subjected to load P. And these two bars will behave like a single unit when it is subjected to tensile force. Both rod will get elongated. Suppose if this is a compressive force, the both rods or both bars or members will get contracted or compressed. Let L be the length of the bar 1 and bar 2. Okay, so both the member are having the same length. Now let us assume that the extension or compression in each bar is equal, that is delta L. Okay, delta L change in length is equal. Let us assume that delta L1 is equal to delta L2, this is change in length. Okay, if both the deformations undergone by material 1 and material 2 are same, means delta L by L is nothing but the strain. Since length for member 1 and 2 are same, delta L by L is nothing but the strain. So we can say strain in member 1 is equal to strain in member 2. Now the strain is given by stress by Young's modulus. So stress by Young's modulus of bar 1 is equal to stress by Young's modulus of bar 2. Now the total external load acting on the composite bar is equal to the sum of the loads carried or shared by each member or each bar made up of different material. So P is equal to P1 plus P2. P1 is the load shared by material 1 or bar 1 or member 1, whatever it is, plus P2 is the load shared or carried by the member 2. So load is given by stress into area. So for material 1, P1 is the load. So stress into area, stress induced in member 1 into its cross-sectional area A1 plus sigma 2, stress induced in material 2 into its cross-sectional area A2. E1 by E2, I can write like this also, sigma 1 by sigma 2 is equal to E1 by E2, where E1 by E2 is the modular ratio of the first material to the second. Now let us go to the next topic, elongation of a bar due to its own weight, that is due to its self weight. So let us consider a bar AB of length L, okay, of length L, having it is made up of some material, so Young's modulus E, and it's having a certain cross-sectional area, let it be A. Let us consider a small strip dx at a distance x from the free end, at a distance x from the free end. So let small w be the specific weight or weight density. So how will you calculate the weight density or specific weight into volume, Newton per meter cube into meter cube. So small letter w is the specific weight into volume, a is the cross sectional area, x is the length for a certain length. Later we will integrate it, okay, to find out the elongation for the entire bar, okay, entire length of the bar. So w into a into x is the weight of the bar for a length of x from the free end. So stress is nothing but stress is given by the load by area. So WAX by A. Okay, so weight by area. AA will get cancelled. So the stress on the small element is given by small w into x, that is specific weight into x. So strain, how will you calculate stress by Young's modulus? So Wx by E. So stress by Young's modulus is a strain in the small element. So elongation is given by, so your strain is nothing but delta L by L. So delta L is equal to strain into delta L by L is equal to strain. Delta L is nothing but strain into length. So elongation is nothing but delta L for the small element. Wx by E is the strain into dx. We are taking a small element. And total elongation is given by the integration between the limit 0 to L. Wx by E into dx, integrate between the limit 0 to L. So you get Wx square by 2E. After applying the limits, WL square by 2E. So the total elongation when a bar for a bar when its self weight is considered, this is the formula to calculate the total elongation, WL square by 2E. For example, if a load is acting here, additional load, if a load P is acting, so what would be the total elongation? WL square by 2E plus PL by AE. PL by AE. So okay, that would give the total elongation for the given bar when the self weight is included. Now let us go to the next analysis of bar of uniform strength. For example, let us design a bar having uniform strength throughout the length of the beam or a bar, whatever it is, throughout the length of the bar or a beam. Uniform strength means uniform stress. Okay, let us consider a bar something like this. Okay, which is fixed at the top, free at the bottom. Okay, at the free end, we are applying a force P. The length is L. Let A1 be the cross-sectional area at the upper end and A2 be the cross-sectional area at the lower end. Let us consider a small strip of thickness dx at a distance x from the free end. Okay. Now let us draw the free body diagram for this. Okay. So in this case also we are going to consider the self weight of the bar or a member, whatever it is. So let W, small letter w, be the specific weight or weight density. Okay, so if you try to draw the free body diagram here, okay, so here at the lower end of the strip, let A be the cross sectional area. At the upper end of the strip, let A plus dA be the cross sectional area. Now this sigma into A, stress induced due to this force, okay, sigma into A, stress into area force, plus this W A into dx is nothing but a stress induced or a force due to self weight. Okay, so this force due to self weight will act downward along with the sigma A, and for equilibrium this must be balanced by the force on the opposite side. Sigma is the stress induced due to P. Sigma into area at the upper end of the strip A plus dA. So now both should be in equilibrium. That is, the force acting upward must be equal to the force acting downward. So for equilibrium, sigma A plus WA dx is equal to sigma into A plus dA. So both are same on either side of the equal sign, so I can just cancel it. So WA dx is equal to sigma dA. So dA by A is equal to W by sigma into dx. If you integrate, okay, integration dA by A is equal to integration W by sigma, specific weight by sigma into dx. Now, if you just integrate log base E, A is equal to W by sigma into x plus C, where C is the constant of integration. At x is equal to 0, that is at the free end, at x is equal to 0, A is nothing but A2. Substitute here, you get C is equal to log base E A2. And substitute this C here, okay, you get log base E is equal to W by sigma into x plus log base E A2 here. So if you just take this to the left hand side, log base E minus log base E A2 is equal to W by sigma into x. So log m minus n is nothing but log m by n. So log base E A by A2 is equal to W by sigma into x. So at x is equal to L at the upper end, A is equal to A1, substitute here. Okay, substitute here. Okay. So W by sigma into X is nothing but L. Okay. So log A1, okay, A is equal to A1, log A1 divided by log A2. So again, you can take it to the other side. That is log A1 minus log base E A2 is equal to W by sigma into L. I'm taking this to the other side. So minus sign will become plus. So log base E A1, you can see here, minus log base E A2 is equal to W by sigma into L. So log base E A1 by A2 is equal to W by sigma into L, or we can write A1 by A2 is equal to E power W by sigma into L is a formula to find out the area at the upper end or area at the lower end. Thank you.